If you've used to carving with strictly basswood, this will be a little bit of adjustment for you. This has a lot more grain, a lot more character than basswood. Tools have to be a little sharper to get the same nice finish. It will hold detail almost as much as basswood. If you have a good piece, your tools have to be a little sharper. But this is a traditional wood. And you know, in Europe, basswood, limewood, lindenwood, all different names for it, that's been used for hundreds and hundreds of years. Very popular over there for carving. For carving over here, pine was the main wood. And if your carving is going to go outside, basswood's not the best choice. A lot of my carvings end up outside, being gilded or just painted, and pine will last forever as long as it's not sitting in water. Basswood tends to rot out pretty quick outside. It's not a real hardy wood. Pine's more expensive than basswood to get nice, clear, easy carving pine. And I use it mainly because it's the traditional wood, and I do a lot of reproduction stuff of old antiques. Everything was pretty much made of pine. You know, with exceptions, stuff was made of walnut and in rare cases mahogany in the New England area, but pine was a go-to wood for carving, decorative stuff, and it held up well. My house here is built in 1780. It's typical clapboard style house. Clapboards are all hands split in hand plane pine boards, and almost all of them are original on the house. There's been, you know, over the years a lot of work done. Some have been changed, some have broken, been replaced with cedar. But the pine is still in excellent condition. As long as it's not touching the ground, as long as it's allowed to dry off. It doesn't even need paint on it. Paint helps, but as long as it's drying off and not baking in the sun too bad, it'll last a long time. I guess I wasn't listening to myself when I said that's about as much as I'm going to do with that wing, but I just wanted to clean it up a little bit more. And so now I'm going to do the same to this wing. Tail will lower. Shield we'll leave alone for now, and then we'll start working on the head. Once the head's done and I've got this blended in here and blended in behind the shield, and I can start figuring out exactly how I want the banners to flow. And once the banners are flowed, then I can finish the shield and the tail and start doing some details. All right, so I've roughed out the other side, the other wing, and basically get rid of the wood out of the way so I can start working on the head. All this here is going to get all cut right down. This is actually going to be part of this. It's going to work right into this. This line here is this line here is going to extend right down below this. This part of the wing is actually going to go on top of that a little bit. You'll see better when I get carving it. But it's kind of a screwy looking thing. The way the neck comes up from behind and around when it's in this position, in this stage here, it doesn't look like it's possible to be anything. But we'll make that change real quick here. I'm doing this basically for safety. This is the absolute highest part of the carving right here. The beak. This head's going to be swooped back here. You got to dig out everything behind it. And I don't want to take a chance of chipping off a piece of the beak, so I'm going to start making myself a little safe wall there, and then start removing wood. So this banner comes up here and then behind the beak. So the beak is, say, inch thick at here. So this thing has got to come in from behind, because it comes out here. So it's going to come in from behind here. This is all extra. That'll all be hidden behind the head. First time you're doing one of these, it definitely helps to have a 3D model. That's almost never going to happen unless you can happen to buy one and use it as a model. But next best thing to that is a good photo, good drawing or photo. And then you got to train your mind to work in changing two-dimensional to three-dimensional. Not always easy. You do get used to it after a while. Some people just don't have the spatial ability to be able to do that, but most people do. If you aren't able to do that, then you'll definitely need a three-dimensional model to use, so you could actually use a pair of calipers and measure off of it, shrink it down to size, make it bigger, whatever you want, or make it the exact same size. Same thing here, just making a safety wall before I start chiseling the stuff out of there. And this is where you start to realize you need to be putting some tools away because you're running out of room. This thing needs a little touch up. That's better. I'm just roughing it in. It's not going to be that thick when it's finished, but sometimes you can take in, if you've done them enough, you can go right down to to the final level right away, but even if you've done them a while, kind of it's good to move around and kind of go a little bit here and there until you get everything where close to where it wants to be. And a lot of that is because mistakes happen, and when you make one, you want to be able to correct it without having to completely change the design. So say I broke a chunk off the nose here, and I had this all perfect, and then I break the nose off. Now what do? If I got this down too far, or if I break a chunk of this off and I have this too far, you can't get it even. You can't change the design without making something not look right. So if you go a little at a time, something happens, you can kind of adapt the areas around it. It may not turn out to be exactly what you would plan, but at least you can salvage the piece without having to throw it all away. So what happens here, it gets kind of bunched up. This is going to get flattened out quite a bit more. I don't want to break off a huge chunk, so I'm just putting this into little pieces. Go and finish that up after. Just refining the area where the ribbon or band